everyone, it's Erin. So welcome to February's Alchemy Scope. Already, the month of January flew by for me. I don't know how it was for you. I am wondering though, I wish we could engage because I am very curious how you are doing now. This particular month for me was quite intense on a variety of different levels. And if you are sensitive, and even if you're not sensitive, I would say everyone is feeling some sort of response to this time frame. I've spoken to several clients that are feeling increased pressure, that they're feeling obligated to follow their particular soul's story. And there's other things too. Lots of people are feeling stuck and kind of knowing that action is required, but they're not clear about what the action is. So there is this real time right now of kind of marination and having to turn inward, having to go inward. And for many people, for some of us, it's okay to do that. Like, we're used to doing that. We actually like doing that. It's a self-investigation process. But for several people, it's highly uncomfortable. They hate going within. And so there's this rejection about that. And so a lot of people are distracting themselves more and more. In fact, I will say just today, it was actually interesting because I was going to film this intro today. And I experienced two people within an hour of one another that replicated the exact same qualities to me. And it was quite stunning. They were walking zombies, completely not tuned in, not connected. And it was either a severe numbness that was going on, that they had so much going on, either emotionally or in their life, in their mind, that they couldn't connect, or it's like they were just blank, void. And I have to say, more and more people, I'm coming upon more and more and more people like that. So if you're watching this video and you tend to want to distract yourself because you don't want to feel, you don't want to go inside, this time frame is about, we're obligated to grow ourselves. We're obligated to go within. We're obligated to actually feel what's going on and evolve it. So that's why this channel was started, by the way. And the Alchemy Scopes are going to be just one component of this channel, I will say. There's other projects that are in the works. That's why this video is a little bit late. So, yeah, so let's look at why. Why are a lot of us feeling pressure, or maybe there's a lot of stuff coming from the past, like you might have been flooded with maybe even strange, like memories you haven't thought of in forever that are coming forward this month. There's reasons for this. On the macrocosmic scale, there's a lot going on. We have Pluto. This was about mid-January that it was exact, but Pluto is squaring the moon's nodes, the south node and the north node of the moon. So what does this mean? Well, Pluto is, the planet of transformation, deep transformation, like serious, deep, cut to the chase transformation. And the moon's nodes are about habituated habits, patterns of being. The north node is about where we need to go, where we're being urged to go, where we're obligated to go. And so right now, the south node, and so the other aspect is that Uranus was exactly conjunct the south node on the 20th of January. So not only do we have this Pluto square the nodes, but we have the Uranus-Pluto square activated alongside Uranus exactly conjuncting that south node. So what does that mean? That is exceeding pressure to change habituated habits of self. Thinking, feeling, being in the world, It's big. It's really big stuff. Now, on top of that, we have the fourth consecutive, in fact, on the 20th. So when Uranus was conjunct the south node, we had our fourth consecutive 0-degree new moon. When I was recording the previous Alchemy Scopes, I didn't have my 2015 ephemeris yet. And I was stunned when I saw that the first new moon of 2015 was this 0-degree Aquarius new moon. Here we are in the age of Aquarius, and this is an Aquarius new moon, 4th of 4 consecutive new moons. The next new moon will be at a 29 degree, so a critical point. Also, by the way, in Aquarius, so we'll have 2 new moons in Aquarius, one at the 0-degree point, one at the 29 critical degree point. Very, very, very potent time, you guys. Very big. So if you're feeling stressed, impatient, angry, maybe you're raging about things, depressed, sad, there might have been grieving that's been coming up for you, deep sadness about what's next, what's coming, what do I even want? You know, that's kind of the big thing for a lot of people is, I don't even know what I want. I know I want something different, but I don't know what I want. So there's a lot of pressure with that. And a lot of people too are feeling the pressure to live in alignment with their core self. This is just the time. And I will tell you, this spring is going to be potent. So this first quarter of 2015 is hot, it's potent, it's rich. You want to drink it in. You have no choice, really. I mean, we are here to drink it in. But the more you push it away, deny it, avoid it, don't want to feel, distract, it's going to come at you no matter what. So either you accept it and you go with that flow, you either work with nature's principles and you work with least effort, or you resist it and something breaks, something collapses in your life, something suddenly falls apart that maybe you weren't willing to look at. Maybe it was right in front of your face that it was about ready to fall apart, but maybe not. So anyway, so there's reasons for this potentiated time frame that we're walking through right now, this chapter of this human story that we're walking. It is very, very big. And it's very rare. We're not gonna, this is unique. This is unique. I mean, certainly none of us are ever gonna experience anything like this in our lifetimes. And probably it won't ever exist exactly like this. This is a cycle in a big macro cycle. So this is highly unique, this period of time that we're walking. So that's what's going on. So I hope that you're able to embrace this rich, challenging, obligating, unrelenting time frame and know that you are here to get clarity, to get still, to get quiet, to create space for yourself, to be willing and brave to go within, to really face, in fact, invite the wounds and all the stuff to come up and come forward, and allow that process. Because by allowing the process, by allowing what's already happening to happen, then the magic happens. Then you'll start to, your eyes will start to open wider. You'll start to see more broadly. You'll begin to see the synchronicities that are taking place to support your transmutation from your old self to your new self. Because that's what this time frame is. It's about transmuting from the old, from the lead to the new, to the gold. This is about your evolution. Okay? So let's talk about the macro cycle for this particular cycle, which is this 0-degree Aquarius new moon. The symbol, the Sabian symbol that's imbued with this new moon is an old adobe mission in California. Now, this one was a hard one for me to really feel, to really get a real sense of the deeper meaning of this particular Sabian symbol. Dane Rudyard talks about it in a way when he goes into an explication of this particular symbol. It doesn't resonate for me. How he speaks about it doesn't resonate for me. He talked about impressiveness. He says, while becoming an integral part of it. So it's mastery of man over environment while becoming an integral part of it. It's not really that, in my view. This was about Catholic priests coming to California trying to convert the indigenous Native Americans to an organized religion and taking them out, devaluing their belief system and bringing forward, imposing another. To me, this particular old Adobe mission picture is something that's abandoned and no longer used. So to me, that means, the flavor of that and what it evokes in me, and it'll evoke different things in different people. And that's exactly what these symbols should do. But for me, when I interpret that, especially when we're looking at this kind of human evolutionary journey that we're all taking right now, this is quite definitively about that way of being is old and antiquated and no longer working. So it's about moving to a different way. It's about moving to the North Node in Libra way, which is cooperation, and it's relational. It's based on relationships. It's not based on just the self. It's based on the self in relationship. And whenever you're in relationship, and life equals relationships. Life is all about relationships, not people to people only. Our relationships to our thinking, our relationships to our feelings, our relationships to events and circumstances, our relationships to our environment and context. Life is nothing but relationships. So the North Node in Libra is quite interesting with this particular Adobe mission. Those ways of coming in to an area and telling the peoples of the place, that has no value. This is what you value. That doesn't work anymore. It's very old paradigm, and it's something that's crumbling away, like an old Adobe mission. So take that symbol in a way that speaks to you. And Dane says, when positive, the degree is effective breadth of vision and a respect compelling depth of character. And when negative, lack of ambition and blind adherence to superficialities. So I'll leave that with you. You can take from it what you will. I have my own idea about what it means for the bigger picture of us, for us as both as individuals, but on the collective level of what is not working for the old paradigm and what is crying, screaming to come into play for the new paradigm of thought. So, okay, everybody, that was a lot. So let's talk about what else is going on the macro and the microcosmic levels for you. Hi, Scorpio. So let's take a look at the I Ching hexagram that came up for you to reflect the theme for your February 2015. You received 41 decrease, and the two trigrams that make up this hexagram are mountain above, lake below. So a reminder that what I'm going to read to you here is from the Visionary I Ching. Increase and decrease are part of the natural cycle of life. As another good book puts it, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. Like a reservoir that is being used to irrigate the fields, learning to accept a temporary decrease in position, feelings, or material possessions is part of preparing for increase in the future. We may live in materialistic times, but there is no disgrace in material decrease, particularly if it represents an investment in a future gain, even if that gain be in the form of learning or the development of personal character. Likewise, the inner strength that comes from bearing loss can be balanced by a corresponding increase in inner strength and insight. When letting go of material desires leads to a greater simplicity in daily life, good fortune often comes calling. In nature, the lake evaporates to form the clouds that drop the rain, which nurtures the surrounding forest. As the forest grows thick, more rain is captured for the lake. Similarly, an evaporation or decrease in one area of your life inevitably gives rise to an eventual increase in another. A loss of responsibility at work can mean more free time. More free time may generate more career options. A decrease in material possessions can free the spirit and fill the soul. Be mindful of the lesson of young lovers. Even with the minimum of possessions, feelings of the heart can bring an unsurpassed richness to life. The smallest of actions, if sincere, have value. So remain confident, for a time of decrease may actually bode good fortune, especially if you remain open to that possibility. Let go of frustration, resistance, and regret over whatever may be decreasing at this time. Accept the cycle. So Scorpio, let's take a look at what the spread shows us. Hi Scorpio. So let's take a look at a spread of what event or circumstance might be emerging this month for your growth and evolution. I altered it a little bit this month in that the center card, it's going to be the same spread that we did in previous months, but the center card will bring up the event or circumstance, and then I specifically asked for the rest of it to be what your soul, how your soul can best deal with it, meaning what your higher self wants you to do in order to deal with the event or circumstance, to optimize it. So let's go ahead and pull it. I went ahead and pulled. I'm using the Bral Talej deck, which was developed by a wonderful woman by the name of Shama Viola in the northern Italian community of Damanhur. And let's see what we have coming up. Okay. Okay. So this is about our direction. This is very specifically about the Scorpio, where you're going in life, what you want to create. It has to do with love too. It has to do with relationships. Where it's an assessment. What's happening this cycle is it's an assessment of your relationships and what's happening with regard to love. And this isn't just love of a partner, it's love in general. There's lots of intense cards here. I mean, you know, I have to say, first of all, I will have already talked about this by the time I finish this video for this upcoming month. We will have already talked about the intensity of the cycle, so I won't go into it again. But this is a time of releasing the old and birthing the new. It just is. And I'll be damned if, you know, Spirit is saying, yes, indeed, release. Let go of what's no longer serving. You know, and we've been going through this for months. We've been going through this for years, but it's still happening. And in fact, we're being asked at deeper levels now. It's like, what really is not serving really must be gotten rid of, released, cleansed, purged. This is a cleansing process, you guys. This is what's happening. So, yes, this month, release. Go deeper in the release. And this is in the spiritual realm, but Spirit's saying in the spiritual realm, you want to really cleanse, forgive, release woundings, you know, work them out, heal them, but release them too. You know, stop holding. There's woundings in regards to endings, in regards to love. The advice, though, from Spirit is to, you know, trust in love. Be in the space of knowing that love is everywhere. It abounds. Don't lose the faith. Don't lose the faith that love not only is life, it is consciousness, it is everywhere, it is us, you know. But the endings in love will happen. So there's an acceptance of the endings that will happen on the external manifestations of love and love relationships. But there's simultaneously a request to know that love exists. It's everywhere. It's abundant. Now, on the emotional level, Scorpios are being asked there's a level, it's like a forgiveness compilation here, because we're being asked to really kind of forget the details, the emotional details of some of this stuff, like let go of holding on to the memories and the feelings of some of these relationships that have ended. So let it go. Forget about them. Let them go. Release them. Let them go. And it's about to kind of letting go of the idea that harmony is not existing or things are not flowing. It's letting go of the fact that it's not happening. So it's changing that story. It's changing that emotional story, okay, regarding love. So it's trusting that it exists. It's knowing that harmony is activated. So turn the lack of belief that it exists, turn it around. In regards to our thoughts, we're being asked to really still the mind, be in a space of listening. Certainly meditation is calling this month, to be in a state of receptivity of the mind, of listening to spirit, of listening, of being quiet and still, listening to our own thoughts. And actually too, so it's receiving, so it's being still and it's listening and it's receiving. It's also being in a timeless space. So it really is about, really diving into meditation, I would say. And also reaching out with the mind, which is kind of interesting. So this is about projecting out from the mind what it is we want, what it is we see for ourselves, the direction that we want for ourselves. Project it. So receive information, receive clarity, still the mind, and then reach out, utilize the mind as an antenna outward and really project what it is, the believe in love, project out what it is that we want to see in regards to love, in regards to relationships, in regards to our direction in life. This really does, this very much for me though is, it's not as much about the direction we're going for our mission in life, although trust me when I say that's important too. That's, that's one of the critical items of now as well. This particular cycle though is really about love. It's like a belief in love, that life is full of it. And we are going through a releasing phase in different ways. And to understand that that's part of the cycle. The endings are part of the cycle. And to really kind of let go of the old woundings and hurts. So that looks to be a little bit about what's going on with this particular month ahead. So let's take a look at what else we have for you this month. Hi, Scorpio. So I'm whispering just a little bit. I'm outside. I really wanted to come out and do at least the majority, if not all, of our spreads this month and our card pulls. I'm here at Stanford University at the Cantor Art Center in front of Rodin's Gates of Hell. I'm here at the Rodin Sculpture Garden. And the Gates of Hell was an intentional symbol to have in the background as we, look at this chapter that we're moving through, which has been intense. It continues to be intense. Pressure might be building within some of you watching this video for a sense, perhaps, of great change coming. It is coming. It's already happening. But decisions are being asked to be made, and preparation for great change is coming. So we received, and I say we because I'm a Scorpio too, we received some beautiful cards this month. The archetype that is asking to be
awoken and attended to and evolved within you this month for this cycle is the Lover. Now, the shadow attributes, the lower frequency manifestation of Lover is obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. The light attributes, the higher frequency manifestation of Lover is great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. This is about letting love flow, baby. Now, interestingly, the Ascended Master that came up for support for Scorpio is Kutumi, Stay Focused. I love this card. In fact, I personally got this one myself the other day. So this feels very appropriate. Let me read to you what Doreen Virtue writes. You drew this card as a reminder to stay focused upon your intentions, desires, and priorities. Don't allow yourself to be distracted by short-term situations, dramas, or other people's demands. Keep a positive outlook about your dreams and imagine they've already manifested into reality. Devote regular amounts of time toward your projects and priorities. Say no to distractions and you will see results. I have to tell you, the distraction message, not to become distracted, has come up again and again and again, not just for Scorpios, in a general sense. This is really, we're moving through a time frame that can be quite mentally active. There's a lot of thoughts about future, about past, about what we're doing, about what's going to come. It can get into a stress mode. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't allow it to happen. Yes, there's lots of thoughts there, but it's your obligation to ground, to stay in a meditative state or a space of calm, the eye of the storm, for example. You want to make sure to meditate regularly if you don't already, but stay focused. This is the time. And be the lover. So let's see what else we have for you. So Scorpio, let's take a look at the Dakini that came forward for you for this cycle. A reminder that the Dakinis are coming to reflect the archetype or the quality set that is asking to be embodied within you this month and to really be adopted. And in so doing will bring you, will serve you in whatever ways you particularly need it this month. Now, you received number 40, Kumari Maria. I'm going to read a little bit here. Again, this is from Penny Slinger's 64 Dakini Oracle. And a reminder that the link to the full PDF document, if you want to dive a little deeper, is below this video. So for Kumari Maria, flowing naturally and spontaneously like pure water, she attracts the divine fire and offers it as the healing waters of the virgin spring. She is the virgin goddess. She appears in many forms throughout the cultures of the world. She is associated with the virgin spring and with healing baptismal waters. A blessing from Kumari. If she has appeared to you, you consider this a darshan in itself, a powerful blessing and purification. Look for the pure thought, the pure concept, the pure intention. Keep your heart pure. Get back to the source. Hers is the power to purify. A time for an initiation, a baptism into something new. Eligibility, grace, original innocence. The sense of being chosen, virtue. Encouragement for choosing the virtuous path when options are presented. So Scorpio, Kumari Maria is about essentially the virgin goddess of pure innocence, childlike innocence. And in the cultures throughout the world, she is, represented by prepubescent girls, in various festivals. This is about that childlike innocence. And being that acquiring that, activating that within yourself, and letting that infiltrate your perception, infiltrate your mind, how you see things, how you see circumstances and situations that are unfolding for you this month. So that's quite lovely. Let's go ahead and finish off the month for you now.
So everyone, that is it for this month's Alchemy Scope. I want to remind you that if you haven't gotten your archetypal profile or symbolic profile, the information will be below. I also want to let you know that this month, January, between the Alchemy Scopes, the intention was to bring forward other videos because there's a big list of goodies that I want to be producing and making. And they are in the works, actually. So look for tools coming forward in February, starting in February, but it'll be ongoing. This is going to be throughout 2015 and beyond. But there will be foundational pieces of information coming forward that will help you. And I'm really excited because the pieces that I'm bringing forward are, they're going to be good. They're going to be good, and it's going to be easy to understand. These are not going to be long videos either. They're going to be kind of brief teachings to the point. 4 foundations of this, 4 foundations of this. So this is going to be delicious. So please, if you haven't subscribed yet, you want to subscribe. And please like and share. I have to tell you, I hate saying that on this whole YouTube thing. It's like and share. You guys know that already. So I'm going to actually try to avoid saying that because I don't know. There's something about it. It's so salesman-y. I can't get over it. I'm getting used to this whole world of, I don't know, marketing myself. It's a trip. It's really a trip. But it's an interesting process. And I will say, kind of a little tag note on that, I'm quite confident that there is a whole new way of marketing ourselves that has nothing to do with what these bloggers and these social media marketers are insisting that we do in order to get ourselves known. It's like, I only want to be known. In fact, I know that I'll only be known by those who want to know me. So I'm not attached to that. Do I want more views on the key videos that are to come? I do, because I think that they're going to be foundationally helpful. I think they're going to be foundational for this new paradigm of the new human. So that's that. That's my whole spiel. But I thought I'd make that point because I don't know, this whole social media thing is very interesting. Anyway, so until the next video or until next month's Alchemy Scope, I wish you a wonderful February and I'll see you soon.